Thank you. SMU's Annual Honors Convocation. Today is a special day for our students as we recognize outstanding academic achievement in all of our undergraduate disciplines. The procession will begin in approximately 5 minutes. SMU is pleased to present some of the students receiving recognition this year at today's Honors Convocation. Leading the student procession is Chief Marshal Emeritus Thomas Fomby, who carries the Bradley Kent Carter ceremonial baton. Chief are National Fellowship semifinalists and finalists, students receiving university awards, higher society inductees, and the winner of the Outstanding Senior Woman Award and the Outstanding Senior Man Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we present representatives of the faculties of Southern Methodist University, led by Faculty Emeriti and Faculty Marshal Nathan Balke. Presenting the platform party for today's celebration and the 10th president of Southern Methodist University, R. Gerald Turner. Preceding President Turner is SMU's ceremonial mace, carried by Robert Frank, president of the Faculty Senate and ex officio member of the SMU Board of Trustees. Please continue to stand as we welcome the members of our platform party.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Imperial Brass, for that wonderful processional music. I'm Elizabeth Laboa, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Southern Methodist University. It is my privilege to welcome you to the university's annual Honors Convocation, the start of our Celebration of Excellence weekend, where we celebrate academic achievement across campus. Reverend Lisa Garvin, chaplain and minister to the university, will give the invocation. Will the audience please continue to stand?
Let us pray. God of curiosity and creativity, another academic year draws to a close, and we gather to celebrate excellence in the classroom, opportunities to grow in knowledge and wisdom. We give thanks for faculty who nurture and challenge us, for peers who share our struggles and our discoveries, and for family and friends who encourage us to live into our greatest potential. In this time of celebration, faithful God, may we absorb the fruits of hard work and be nourished by the joy of goals achieved, that we might offer the gifts of our minds and our spirits as world changers on the hilltop and beyond. This we pray in our collective faith with curiosity, creativity, and hope. Amen.
Please be seated. Here beside me on stage today shines Southern Methodist University's Howard Lantern, which serves as a symbol of the light of learning and intellectual curiosity within our community. It is especially fitting to have the lantern here as we gather for Honors Convocation, an SMU tradition where we recognize the significance of academic excellence to the university and the constellation of its schools. It is appropriate, in fact essential, that we recognize academic excellence as exemplified in the achievements of our students. I wish to acknowledge some members of the platform party and ask each to stand briefly when announced. Please hold your applause until all introductions are made. Representing SMU's Board of Trustees today are Robert Frank, President of the SMU Faculty Senate, Connie Blass O'Neill, and R. Gerald Turner, 10th President of SMU. Representing senior leadership of the university is Casey Majay, Vice President for Student Affairs. Academic deans and directors representing their schools and areas include Gary Brubaker, Director of SMU Guildhall, Thomas DiPiero, Elizabeth Martin Armstrong, Dean of Dedman College of Humanities and Science, Doyle Jr., Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program. Samuel Holland, Alger H. Meadows, Dean of Meadows School of the Arts. Nader Jalili, Mary and Richard Templeton, Dean of the Lyle School of Engineering. Holly Jeffcoat, Dean of SMU Libraries. Stephanie Knight, Leon Simmons, Dean of Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development. Bishop Michael McKee, Dean ad interim of Perkins School of Theology. Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships. Matthew Myers, Dean and Tolleson Chair in Business Leadership in the Cox School of Business. Suku Nair, Vice Provost for Research and Chief Innovation Officer. Robin Poston, Dean of the Moody School of Graduate and Advanced Studies and Associate Provost for Graduate Education. And Melinda Sutton, Dean of Students. And lastly, other members of the stage include Jules Zanabi, student vocalist, Jill DeTemple, Professor and Chair of Religious Studies and Platform Marshal, Raleigh Dewan, winner of the David R. Russell Memorial Poetry Prize, Alina Hicks, Assistant Vice Provost and Dean of Admission and Marshall Lecter, Lynn Stokes, Professor of Statistical Science and today's convocation speaker, and Sophia Zucki, winner of the Best Undergraduate Research Poster. Please join me in thanking these members of our platform party. I now ask representatives of the faculty, both retired and in service, to stand. These are our senior colleagues, the mentors of those whom we honor. Please join me in recognizing them with your applause. I would also like the numerous university administrators and staff in the audience today from SMU's Provost Office and other offices across campus to please stand. Thank you for your outstanding support of our undergraduates. And of course, in addition, I would ask the parents, families, and friends of those we honor today to please stand and be recognized. Academic achievement comes in many forms. We have two special presentations today illustrating the many ways students excel. First, Raleigh Dewan, candidate for the degrees Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Arts with majors in marketing and English with a creative writing specialization. Raleigh is the first place winner of the David S. Russell Memorial Poetry Prize, and he will recite his poem, Still I Love. Following his recitation, Sophia Zucki, junior psychology and marketing major and first place winner of the undergraduate research poster session, will share her research titled Navigating the Loneliness Landscape. Mr. Dewan?
This poem is called Still I Love, and it's a eulogy for my grandfather. Yesterday I loved, and still I love. Words declared with a power only soft sounds can carry. By Grand June, as we laid my grandfather's coffin into the mothy Arkansas soil. When I was a boy, goodness danced on my lips, and the festival of flowers never ended as I spent sticky summers with honey buns. Grand June sneaked me behind the creaking pews in the red velvet Baptist church. When I was a boy, I paraded in raccoon cap with my little Daisy through moon-soaked fields mad with life. When I was a boy, I desired only my grandfather's wry smile when I would scream chimichanga away as he drove the tractor towards the setting sun. As my grandfather disappears one shovelful at a time, Grand June squeezes my hand, tears me from the depths of my eyes. As she whispers something about honey buns, with the power only soft sounds can carry, I realize I hold all the echoes of my childhood, my truest treasures, with the laughter in my throat. As she looks at me with calm seas trapped in crystal eyes, I know my past is faithful to me, that time runs in my veins. As she hugs me while the preacher goes on, I know I am at home, and that here I cannot lose myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dewan. And now, Ms. Zaki.
This year, I've had the privilege of pursuing an independent research project as a Hamilton Scholar thanks to the continued support and funding of the Hamilton and Buford families. Under the guidance of my faculty mentor and graduate student Cece Sunahara, I explored an incredibly exciting subject, loneliness. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the prevalence of loneliness and its detrimental health effects became clear and palpable to many, if not all of us. While this may come as a surprise, researchers actually consider loneliness to have been evolutionarily beneficial. It serves as a kind of alarm system, letting a person know when it's time to reconnect with those around them. In my project, study participants read a series of warm and supportive messages from friends and family members and rated how lonely they felt before and after reading these messages. This data was combined with questionnaires measuring things like chronic loneliness, momentary loneliness, and related variables like social anxiety and depression. The results support a hypothesis of loneliness, which states that chronically lonely individuals respond differently to social information in their environment than non-lonely individuals. These findings have incredibly important implications for how we view, define, and treat loneliness in the future. I was able to present this research at the undergraduate poster session this semester, and I have been very fortunate to have had this and other meaningful research experiences and opportunities to engage with on campus. I also serve as the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Undergraduate Research here, where I have the privilege of reviewing and publishing the incredible independent research produced by my talented peers, many of whom are being recognized here today. Before I wrap up, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude for all of my peers for the incredible research that you do. It is because of your work and your dedication that we are able to have the stimulating conversations and the interdisciplinary discourse that makes our scientific community so strong and vibrant and that are so essential for the future of science. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Dewan and Ms. Zaki, and congratulations on these special honors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce to you the 10th President of Southern Methodist University, Dr. R. Gerald Turner.
Thank you, and my welcome to family members and visitors that are here as a part of this celebration. We're delighted that you could be a part of it on this day, this Honors Day. You represent, you honorees, our highest achievers, world changers. You've shown a remarkable resilience in some difficult times and the ability to continue and to persevere. These are skills that will serve you very well as you move out either into graduate school or into a workplace, because not many people with it the way that you will do, as you've shown in your academic pursuits. So I'm delighted that you could be here, and family members, we're going to enjoy honoring your students as we go through this ceremony. One of the things that we try to do each time that we have Honors Day is to have a faculty member who has done some really important work and who is also a part of the university community in a very broad way, address our honorees, so to speak, in terms of your being able to walk across the stage or to stand here in just a little bit. Professor Lynn Stokes, a distinguished faculty member and researcher at SMU, who has devoted her time and expertise in finding ways of using data science to the greatest good. Her research spans a wide range of fields. Her work truly exemplifies the creative possibilities that arise from continuing to love mathematics and seemingly endless curiosity. For example, she studied the impacts of voter ID laws in Texas and estimated the number of fish removed from oceans by recreational anglers. She's also delved into the potential biases in the justice system, investigating how juror outcomes can be influenced by the use of interpreters from parties bringing a class suit to bear. The paper she co-authored comparing various wine ranking methods further illustrates the breadth of her research, and that you students may be very well familiar with. She is an individual who gives a great deal of time to students. As impressive as her research accomplishments are, her ability to work with our students is even greater. She's chaired 25 committees for graduate students at both SMU and UT Austin, providing invaluable guidance and support for budding researchers, including many student research projects in Dallas County. She has lent her expertise to initiatives such as the use of public defenders in unfair housing practices and examining the duration of jail time for individuals arrested on marijuana possession charges. Her dedication to nurturing young talent has made her an invaluable and popular member of the academic community here. And this by no means exhausts the list of her achievements and contributions here. She has enjoyed, as one of her colleagues put it, a most lived life. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Dr. Lynn Stokes as your Honors Convocation speaker. Dr. Stokes.
Thank you, President Turner, for that kind introduction. And thank you, Provost Laboa, for your invitation to speak here today. I'm thrilled to be here. Now to the honorees, double congratulations to you. Because you're being recognized for receiving academic honors this year, it's clear you navigated college successfully during a global pandemic. And for many of you, you did it all 4 of your college years. The fact that you're here at this ceremony says that not only were you successful, but you found a way to thrive during a disorienting and chaotic time. You may end up telling stories to your grandchildren one day about quarantine dorm rooms and Zoom bombers and taking tests on a lockdown browser. You'll have all these memories in common with each other for the rest of your lives. A statistic I read recently says that about 1/8 of the people in the country had a close family member die during the pandemic. That makes it virtually certain that some families represented here today will have lost a member to COVID. Beyond that, data shows that the pandemic caused new mental health challenges for teenagers, learning loss for kids in K through 12, lasting damage to many family businesses, and a host of other bad effects. My point today is not to minimize these burdens. Still, what I want to do is to encourage you to reflect on, and maybe even to appreciate, what living through this once-in-a-lifetime event at this point in your lives might have provided you. By this point in your lives, what I mean is at the brink of adulthood, but while you're still a little bit protected from all its responsibilities. That is, I'm going to try to channel Fred Rogers, who reminded children during scary times to look for the helpers. The helpers I'll ask you to notice aren't people, but rather new skills and lessons the pandemic experience provided, ones you may not have noticed or at least not appreciated before. If you recognize and nurture these skills, you'll probably be better employees, better citizens, maybe even just better at adulting sooner than you otherwise might have been. I'm suggesting that there may be silver linings to this experience you've just lived through. I'll mention 3 benefits I believe the experience provided. You can probably think of more that apply to you once you think about it, but these are the ones I noticed for myself. First, as President Turner said, we've all noticed that we're adaptable, more so than we knew. When we couldn't go out to restaurants, we learned how to cook. When we couldn't have parties, we threw drive-by celebration parades. When we couldn't meet in person, we worked out ways to learn and to teach from a distance. Collectively, we managed to invent ways to have study groups, therapy sessions, trivia games, all using alternatives to our usual way of doing things. Were they as good as our original methods, the lively classroom discussions or trivia nights at the local bar? Usually no, but occasionally yes. Even when they weren't as good, we still kept moving ahead and accomplishing goals. And I'll even go so far as to say that some of the changes we're forced into gave us better ways of doing things. Here's one example from my own life. Before the pandemic, I was so flummoxed by using Zoom that I had to get a graduate student to come to my office to set it up for me every time whenever I had to do some kind of webinar. Now, of course, like all of us, I can set up a Zoom call in my sleep. That's turned out to be a great convenience for everybody. Nowadays, people in my church really gripe if they have to show up for a weeknight committee meeting in person, because it's so much more efficient and less disruptive to family life to just conduct our business by Zoom. So one skill that you were forced to learn during the pandemic, and one that President Turner just mentioned, is adaptability. Knowing you're adaptable should give you the courage to try new things and the confidence that you can find a way around barriers that pop up in front of you, which you will inevitably have to do someday, as we all do in life. Second, I believe that the pandemic gave us all a chance to learn to be more content spending time alone. We just heard from Ms. Zaki about the serious problems that can be caused by loneliness. We heard from her that keeping social connections with others diminishes the damage loneliness can cause. The pandemic did cause us to be alone, or at least with a smaller number of people than most of us are accustomed to. But for most of us here who lived through the pandemic in a university community that tried to provide us ways to safely interact, the increased time spent alone was hopefully an opportunity to learn to enjoy your own company. Transitioning to adult living after college was lonely and jarring for me. It was the first time I'd lived alone, and it took a while to adjust to people to do things with all the time. I had to figure out ways to fill the time with things I enjoyed. During the pandemic, people at all stages of life found new ways to entertain themselves, from learning to make sourdough bread, to adopting pets, to joining remote book clubs. And then people shared these ideas with each other, and the news picked them up to spread further, which is actually why I think how the sourdough craze got started. For myself, I discovered MOOCs, massively open online courses, and in particular, Coursera. I completed 3 courses from Coursera that were a lot of fun. One was on epidemiology, which wasn't too far from my comfort zone, but the other 2 were a little more right-brained than I'm used to. One was a course given by an historian at the University of Virginia about Thomas Jefferson, and the other was a great psychology course called The Science of Happiness. I also started doing more mundane things I'd never regularly done before, like crossword puzzles and daily sunrise walks with a neighbor. Both of these things I'm still doing today. In fact, I walked this morning and told my neighbor she was going to be featured in my speech today. And I'll probably do the crossword puzzle tonight. I hope you found new ways to have fun and new interests that don't require a crowd. And if you didn't, start now. Learning to be content and engaged in something satisfying when you're by yourself is also a skill that you'll likely need at some point in your adult life. Third and finally, I'll end by suggesting one additional advantage the pandemic provided you. Because you were in school while new and unfamiliar things were happening in the world, you learned things others who came before you didn't. You had the benefit of having learning resources all around you and faculty anxious to interpret what was happening. This knowledge you gained has the potential to benefit not only you, but possibly society as well, if you're willing to share it. During the pandemic, all of us had a front row seat to observe the process of science. Science progresses by trial and error. The way it works is that an hypothesis is proposed, and then it's tested with data, either from experiments or observational studies. Sometimes the data, especially from good experiments, clearly show that the hypothesis is wrong or it is right, and the path from hypothesis to settled science is short. Mostly, though, especially in the social sciences and public health, randomized experiments are too slow or ethically unacceptable or otherwise infeasible. Instead, scientists accumulate knowledge through a series of studies. A finding from one study may point one way or another, but it provides less definitive proof of an hypothesis than a randomized experiment would. For the outcomes usually can't all be ruled out. Instead, hypotheses are confirmed or refined by repeating studies under slightly differing conditions until most of the alternative explanations that people can think of are eliminated. Even then, incorrect conclusions occur. But good science is self-correcting. If new compelling results become available, theories are modified. The general public usually doesn't have a vantage point to follow all the twists and turns that happen between the birth of a new scientific idea through its acceptance as settled science. But during the pandemic, the world was so anxious for some way out of our situation that results of studies were published as fast as they were completed, even when they were less than compelling. They made their way into newspapers and onto TV, so the public had access to each new finding as it is interpreted through a journalist, often with the nuance stripped away. At the same time, public health decisions had to be made in real time based on available knowledge. So when new data or new results changed what was known, public health recommendations also changed. Remember when we thought we had to wipe down all the light switches and elevator buttons? That was because an early study conducted in hospital rooms where COVID patients had stayed had shown that the COVID-19 virus lived for a long time on surfaces in the room. And then new studies showed that while it was true that the virus stayed alive on surfaces for a considerable period of time, surface to hand to mouth didn't seem to be the way it got transmitted to people so easily. Later studies showed that transmission by air was a more serious concern. Changing recommendations confused and frustrated people and made some of them cynical and distrustful of science. This is where you come in. Because you were in college at the time, and you were at an institution that values a broad education, I hope and believe that you learned about the nature of science from people who understand how it works. And I hope that they discussed it in class. In my statistical methodology class, I used the steady stream of papers published in record time and about simultaneously with what we were hearing on the news to teach students how to evaluate the strength of statistical evidence. And I hope you learned that the 2 steps forward, 1 step back progress of science is normal and not suspicious. Knee-jerk cynicism and distrust of science is dangerous. So I charge you, as a contribution to society that you can make, to take what you learned here and educate people around you, especially the cynics, about how science works when you have an opening. Our society will benefit if you can help stamp out misinformation when you see it, even if it's just in your own small sphere. As I said at the beginning, I know this year is special for all of you. It's also a memorable one for me, because it's the last year before I transition to emeritus status here at SMU. Up till now, I've lived or worked virtually my entire life on a college campus. I was born just before my parents began graduate school. While they were in school, our family actually lived on campus in what was then known as Vet Village, where the World War II veterans lived while they went to school on the GI Bill. My parents both went on to become college professors, and in those days, before great daycare, I spent lots of after-school hours hanging around my mom's office waiting for her to be ready to go home. I loved being on a campus. I loved the library. I loved the Hershey bars I could buy in the Student Center, and the students who were always willing to buy my Girl Scout cookies. My parents loved what they did, and they were so proud of the accomplishments of their students, and I feel the same way. Like them, I've now had a small hand in launching a couple of generations of students like you into the world, and I've had the thrill of watching them do great things. I'm sure you'll follow in their footsteps, and your professors and your family here today will be so proud of you and proud of the hand they had in your launch. So go and start your work as world changers. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Stokes. What wonderful and thoughtful remarks. As we celebrate excellence and the work required to create that excellence, one manifest symbol is our vocal music program. We are pleased and proud to have with us today Jules Zanabi, candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Music Therapy with a focus in voice. Camelia Akhmitova will accompany Ms. Zanabi on the piano. Ms. Zanabi?
All we've been given by those who came before, the dream of a nation where freedom would soar. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Each generation, from the plains to distant shores, with the gifts that they were given, were determined to leave more. Valiant battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. For those who think they have nothing to share, who fear in their hearts there is no hero there, know each quiet act of dignity is that which fortifies the soul of a nation that never dies. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart
Thank you, Ms. Hanabi. What a beautiful performance. I now ask Dr. David Doyle, Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program, to recognize the graduating students of the University Honors Program and the newest members of our honor societies on campus.
Thank you, Provost Laboa. There are two ways in which we recognize our most distinguished students, through the University Honors Program or by inviting them to join one of our honor societies. We are pleased to have with us today seniors who have completed the University Honors Program, as well as the newest members of 12 honor societies representing a variety of disciplines across our campus. First, will the students who have completed the University Honors Program please rise to be recognized? Congratulations on your achievements. Many congratulations for your hard work. Please be seated. I will now announce the honor societies. Please rise, students, for the recognition as your honor society is announced. Descriptions of all honor societies and their newest members are listed on pages 6 through 10 of your programs. The National Honor Society recognizing exemplary scholarship, leadership, and service. Mortarboard, please rise. Many congratulations. Please be seated. Alpha Chi, National Honor Society for all disciplines. Will the Alpha Chi members please stand? Congratulations. Please be seated. Phi Beta Kappa, the National Honor Society in the Liberal Arts, America's oldest honor society. Please stand. Congratulations. Psi Chi, International Honor Society in Psychology. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Pi Kappa Lambda, National Honor Society for Academic and Musical Accomplishments. Will you please rise? Many congratulations. Please be seated. Beta Gamma Sigma, National Honor Society for Business. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. Please be seated. Tau Beta Pi, National Honor Society for Engineering. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. Eta Kappa Nu, National Honor Society for Electrical Engineering and Computer Engineering. Will you students please rise? Congratulations to you. Please be seated. Omega Rho, National Honor Society for Operations Research and Management Science. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. You may be seated. Upsilon Pi Epsilon, International Honor Society for Computing and Information Disciplines. Will you students please rise? Congratulations. You may be seated. Tau Sigma, National Honor Society for Transfer Students. Will the Tau Sigma students please rise? Congratulations. And salute the Veterans National Honor Society for Student Veterans, active duty and reserve members. Will the salute members please rise? Congratulations. Congratulations to all of our students who completed the University Honors Program or joined one of our many honor societies. We're very proud of your achievements. Many congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Doyle, and I add my congratulations to all of you recognized. I now call upon the deans of our 5 undergraduate schools to recognize students receiving departmental awards. Thomas D. Piero, Elizabeth Martin Armstrong Dean of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences will begin, followed by Alger H. Meadows Dean Samuel Holland of the Meadows School of the Arts, Dean Matthew Myers of the Cox School of Business, Mary and Richard Templeton Dean Nader Jalili of the Lyle School of Engineering, and Dean Stephanie Knight of the Simmons School of Education and Human Development. A listing of all departmental awards begins on page 10 of your programs. Dean DiPiero.
Good afternoon. Will all students receiving a departmental award in Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences please rise? President Turner and Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty of Dedman College, it is my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievement in the humanities, natural and mathematical sciences, statistical studies, and social sciences, as well as those who are Hamilton and Robert Meyer undergraduate research scholars and fellows. Congratulations on all your accomplishments.
Will all students receiving departmental awards in the Meadows School of the Arts please rise? President Turner, Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty of Meadows, it's my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievements in the arts, communications, film and media, dance, music, and theater. Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Good afternoon, everyone. Will all the students receiving departmental awards from the Cox School of Business please rise? President Turner and Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty of Cox, it is my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for the achievements in accounting, finance, management, marketing, real estate, strategy, and entrepreneurship. Congratulations on all your accomplishments.
Good afternoon. Will all students receiving departmental awards in Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering please rise? President Turner and Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty of Lyle, it's my pleasure to present to you these students recognized by their achievements in civil and environmental engineering, computer science, electrical and computer engineering, mechanical engineering, and operational research and engineering management. Congratulations on your achievements.
Will all students receiving departmental awards in Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development please rise? President Turner and Provost Loboa, on behalf of the faculty of Simmons, it is my pleasure to present to you these students recognized today for their achievements in education, applied physiology, and sports management. Congratulations on your accomplishments.
Thank you, deans, and congratulations to all of you receiving these awards. One of the great pleasures of being a part of this university community is the joy we take from one another's success. So it is today, as we recognize the academic success of those who have achieved high honor through receiving prestigious fellowships and university-wide awards, those inducted this year into the Robert Stewart Higher Society SMU's highest academic honorary for academically achieving students, as well as the students named this year's Outstanding Senior Man and Woman. Intellectual and creative curiosity is enlightened and transformed into wisdom only through intense study and discipline, which have certainly been demonstrated by these findings. I now ask Alina Hicks, Marshall Lecter and Assistant Vice Provost and Dean of Admission, to announce these awardees, beginning with students receiving national fellowships and awards. All awardees are gifted an Honors Convocation pen, symbolizing scholarship and outstanding academic achievement. Just as a quill and scroll were used to learn and perform research centuries ago in higher education, this pen represents a connection to our academic past and an instrument to use in future academic pursuits. Fellowship students will be greeted by Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships, followed by President Turner and Faculty Senate President Robert Frank.
I now call on Brandon Miller, Assistant Dean for University Honors Program and Fellowships, to help us honor those recognized for National Fellowship Awards. Piper Elizabeth Holden, Marshall Scholar finalist. Caitlin Thian Tran, ACE Teaching Fellow. Eric Javid Roram, Boren Scholarship to Tajikistan, Critical Language Scholarship for Persian, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Lillian Emily Duma, alternate Boren Scholarship to Albania. Raleigh Alexander Dewan, alternate Critical Language Scholarship for Portuguese. Savni Nurav Desai, Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Uzbekistan. Curtis Reagan Johnson, alternate Fulbright, Scholarship to Mongolia. Asher Kai Thai, semifinalist Fulbright, Scholarship to Australia. Nicholas McGuire Simpson, semifinalist, Fulbright, Scholarship to Ecuador. Sydney Page Castle, semifinalist, Fulbright, Scholarship to Iceland. Laura Scott Carey, semifinalist, Fulbright, Scholarship to the United Kingdom. Simone Zhang Melvin, semifinalist, Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to South Korea. Lamisa Z. Ali, semifinalist, Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Spain. Kirk Ilariola Ogunrinde, Fellow to Institute for Responsible Citizenship. Regina Fong V. Nguyen, National Science Foundation, Research Experiences for Undergraduates. Andrea Zulema Reyes, National Science Foundation research experiences for undergraduates. We congratulate these students who received a National Fellowship Award. I now call on Holly Jeffcoat, Dean of SMU Libraries, to help us honor those receiving university awards. Joy Morrow, SMU Libraries Student Employee Excellence Award. Miriam Nicole Wassef, the Larry and Bobby Will Award. Ryan Douglas Schaefer, Ben Thomas Excellence in Tutoring Award. We congratulate the students who received university awards today. Thank you, Dean Jeffcoat. I now call on David Doyle, Dean of Honors and Scholars Programs and Director of Dedman College Scholars Program, to help us honor those inducted into the Robert Stewart Higher Society. Caden Scott Arras, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Helen Sophia Bugas, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Kaylee Bryn Doherty, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Lillian Grace Durr, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Alexandra Marie Ide, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Haley Kathleen Hazen, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Elizabeth Grace Hood, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Anne Olivia Hume, Robert Hewart Higher Society. Brittany Jean Hutchinson, Robert Stewart Higher Society. James Clifton Kays, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Keely Alexis McNeam, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Sarah Joyce Mende, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Gabriel Mangaras, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Avery Nicole Nesson, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Travis Andrew Nolan, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Lindsay Nicole Phillips, Robert Stewart Higher Society. William Hughes Rayford, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Laura Wildman, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Marcos Zertuche, Robert Stewart Higher Society. Anna Kelly Zilke, Robert Stewart Higher Society. We congratulate the students from the Robert Stewart Higher Society who were recognized today. Thank you, Dean Doyle. Together with the SMU Mothers and Dads Club's Outstanding Senior Man, Emery James McDowell, Outstanding Senior Man, semi-finalist Fulbright English Teaching Assistantship to Columbia. We congratulate the SMU Mothers and Dads Club's Outstanding Senior Man who was recognized today. Thank you.
Congratulations again to our incredible students. I now invite Connie O'Neill, member of the SMU Board of Trustees and chair of the Academic Affairs Trustee Committee, and the president of the SMU Faculty Senate, Robert Frank, to extend their congratulations to you today. Ms. O'Neill?
Thank you, Provost Laboa. On behalf of the SMU Board of Trustees, I'm honored to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you and your families for your exceptional achievements at SMU. Your success has demonstrated the very best qualities of being a Mustang, and we are incredibly proud of your high standards and accomplishments. Your accomplishments go beyond your GPA and your academic achievements. You've developed the critical thinking skills and cultural intelligence required for success in whatever your chosen field of profession is. And I'm confident you'll also make meaningful contributions to your communities. As you embark on new endeavors, know that the Board of Trustees is committed to supporting and enhancing your efforts. We will work tirelessly to ensure your degree continues to appreciate in value and that your pride in being a Mustang grows stronger every single day. I have only one piece of advice for you today, and that is, when you graduate, don't turn loose of SMU. I recall walking across the stage in McFarland Auditorium in 1977, it's hard to believe, to receive my degree and consciously thinking, I'm going to figure out how to stay connected to this place that I so dearly love and appreciate. I've consistently done that. And I'll tell you, my 40-plus year relationship with this university has been one of the most enjoyable and fulfilling aspects of my entire life. SMU already enjoys a reputation as one of the very finest universities in the country, but our goals are even loftier, and we need your continued involvement and engagement to achieve those goals. Always remember, you're a Mustang for life. So once again, congratulations to each and every one of you. You make us all very, very proud. Pony up.
I'm a little taller than our other guests here. I teach microphone placement too in my classes. Welcome, and congratulations on the honor for which each of you is being recognized this afternoon. There are a lot of people winning prizes these days. Nobels, Pulitzers, the lottery, Publishers Clearinghouse. You know, a prize is something that's typically either cash or another reward that is sometimes earned, but sometimes you're just lucky enough to win it. There's also a lot of awards out there. Grammys, Emmys, the Razzies that are given for the worst film or actor. Some of these are prestigious, but others are not. But prizes and awards are not why we're here today. The Oxford Dictionary gets to the heart of today's gathering with its definition of an award that also helps us put prizes into perspective. Award, a prize or other mark of recognition given in honor of an achievement. In honor of an achievement. Honor is not a word that's used often in our world today. Definitions of this word include phrases like with high respect, in great esteem, with deep regard. And one definition simply says, by honoring someone, you are demonstrating that you see great value in them. You cannot buy honor. It can only be earned by your character and accomplishments. Honor carries no material benefit, yet it is more valuable than any riches because the value is not in some external prize or award, but it is in you. And that is why we are here today at this Honors Convocation. Not just to present awards or prizes, but because of the hard work, intellect, and academic achievement that brought each of you here today, SMU sees great value in you and wants to recognize and celebrate it. But honor only means something when it comes from those you also respect and esteem. And SMU is indeed a very honorable place, but not because of our stately buildings or these elaborate robes and ceremonies, but because of the value of the people who are and have been here and honored. and now that includes you. You bring honor to SMU and also to each other. We can honor each other in ways large and small, public or private. Today and throughout the rest of your lives, continue to live honorably and to honor those around you who are deserving. On your way out today, look each other in the eyes, shake hands or give some other sign of respect and esteem, and tell each other sincerely, congratulations. Honor each other as we now honor you. So on behalf of the entire faculty of SMU, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill and Professor Frank. We have now reached the conclusion of our convocation. I congratulate all of you, those honored and those honoring. The university hymn will be performed by Jules Anabi. I ask you to stand and remain in place until the conclusion of the recessional, when you will be dismissed by Chief Marshal Fomby. Following today's ceremony, please join us for a reception and photo opportunities in Hughes Trigg Student Center 1911 Gallery. And students, please do remember to take with you your mementos from the ceremony. Ms. Anabi.